everybody. Welcome or welcome back. It's Paula here for another video. And today, as you probably guessed by the spreadsheet you're looking at, today we are looking at our 2025 financial goals. I have never sat down and specifically set goals like in stone, on paper, committing to them, writing down the numbers, and being accountable for them. Part of that is because I know that life comes up and there is nothing worse than feeling poorly about not accomplishing your goals when life happens. Some of that is also a little bit of me shirking responsibility when I'm like, I'd rather do this instead as things come up. I am spontaneous in that way, and we very much fly by the seat of our pants. That has improved, and we're at a point where we can do that without it being entirely detrimental. However, it still is where we are. So I sort of modeled this a little bit after Katie of the House's financial goals spreadsheet, but I did create my own here. So our first row here is just different savings. So this includes savings and sinking funds. So emergency fund goal. So I went back and forth a whole lot about that because in that idea of, you want it to be a stretch for you. You don't want it to be too easy, but you also don't want to make it too difficult, like finding that right balance of what amount to put to that. So last year, and I should actually go back and total how much we saved in 2024. We did have to spend some on a few things, but how much we actually saved. We did the 52-week challenge, which would have been the 13, is that 1350? 13 something. And that would have been 1378 just with that challenge, which I do know that we did. Well, no, we didn't do it we did it for a whole year, but we started it in 2023 in October, and we did not finish it all the way through 2024. In any case, I have it set up that I want to do the 2025 and 2025, and that's going into our emergency fund. So budgeted off the top, we will be, planning to do that lest any giant things come up to where we're not actually able to do the original planned budgeted amount, which would have to be a pretty big financial emergency. Right? So I'm like, okay, well, that's 2025. How much more beyond that do I want to commit to or think that I, urge myself to do? I also have an emergency fund binder. I'm also getting a raise in February. Like, how much more do I think I can realistically put in without, I want to challenge us, but I don't want to make it too difficult, because the reality is right now, our emergency fund, while I do want to add to it, it isn't our main goal. I would say still, our focus is pretty divided among a few things. So $2,500 seemed like an okay number. What I kind of copied from Katie at the House is just to come back and track it through the months. So I will plan to do that. Our travel goal, I have $2,500. And if you watch my Transfer Tuesdays, you'll see that that's currently what we're saving for. I just saved the first amount of it after, I think the last transfer video of 2024. We have our trip in November funded, and now I just want to have this $2,500 if we want to go on a summer vacation, if another festival thing or convention that I want to go to pops up. I want to have the money on hand to be able to take from that. If I want to take my kids to a game, something of that nature, I want to have a little bit on hand without a particular purpose in mind. So that is that. I have a save $3,000, and I almost made the goal $3,000, but I didn't, because I thought that would be, not that it's not doable, it's definitely doable, but that's not our main goal. And so that's not where I want to push so hard after we're in 2025. Vehicle repair sinking fund. I feel like we're always saving up a little bit and doing a little bit of work. I'd like to save $1,000 for that this year. We're right around $300 currently, and so I'd like to add $1,000. And so total then in savings would be $6,000 in the savings and sinking funds. As we move down to debt, what I did here, so the balance transfer card, I've talked about that. I'm not going to talk that to death. The $4,200 in the month of 2025 is the minimum payment. That's all I'm doing on the balance transfer card is the minimum $350 per month that's needed to have it paid off by August of 2026 to avoid the interest accrual. So that's what that is. Nothing exciting. That's minimum balance transfer payments. Our HELOC was a little bit more difficult. Right now, it's right around $25,000 that we owe on that, and I want to have a good tax refund to put there. I didn't even have a clue as to what was going to be, a challenge, but not super difficult. So I put 15,000. And I'm interested to see if at some point I'm like, wow, that was way lower than what we're actually able to do. And I want to add more to that. But as it stands, that's the plan, which means that towards our debt, I want to pay $19,200. So those are our main financial goals. Debt, along with a little bit of savings and sinking funds so that we're still able to do some fun, namely travel, as well as have emergency, as well as like vehicle emergency fund things. So this was not a super in-depth video, nor was it, super long or anything like that, but that's what we have coming up for 2025. I'm actually going to go up and see. Oh, kid just came downstairs and scared me. I will flush it. Go in and see how much we actually saved in 2024. That might be an interesting thing to see. We have a basement. I mean, my office area is in the basement. We have a bathroom down here that I don't ever use, really. My kiddo just came and told me that somebody pooped in it, and I was like, well, flush it. My kids are terrible with using the toilet and not flushing it. Anyway, that is what I have for our 2025 financial goals. Thanks, guys, for watching, and I'll see you next time.